Hi, everyone. Welcome to Curated by Becta's Meal Kit number 55 for the week of June 2nd to 6th. Thanks so much for ordering this week, and thanks for letting us be a part of your special celebrations at home. We've got a delicious menu for you tonight, and I can't wait to get started. I suddenly am channeling Stephen Yan, Cook with Yan, from way back in the day when I was growing up, and I realize I've turned into the modern day Cook with Yan. So cook with Steve tonight, and we're going to get you going. It's a really simple meal tonight, very easy cleanup, really delicious flavors. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started. First course, super simple. We've got this delicious andouille sausage and white bean soup. Now, we make the andouille sausage ourselves at the restaurant. Our sous chef Lucas and our chef Rich make all kinds of sausages. Lucas is from the Czech Republic, and he is just an amazing sausage maker. I have tried a dozen of his versions, and they're so awesome. So you're in for a treat tonight. So he's basically turned them into little meatballs out of the sausage and put them in the soup. Soup goes in a pot, warm it up. Let's see what Chef Rich says. Um, Bring it up to a boil, then turn down to a simmer and cook for 3 more minutes. All right, so let's go up to a boil. Great. And while that's going on, we've got our beautiful duck breast. Now, we have already cooked this sous vide to rare, and you're just going to render the fat, take it to medium rare, and warm it up. So pretty easy. Now, last time I did this, I messed it up where I overcooked it because I keep thinking, cook it like you would um, regular duck breast. And that's not what we want to do. The big difference in this case is let's medium heat and medium high heat. So the pan for the duck, let me make sure I've got it right. The medium heat. So I always blast it away. So we're going to do medium heat on this pan. And so while it's warming up, then we can talk about the wine a little bit because it's been a hard day. You deserve a nice glass of wine. So do I. So tonight we've got a Pinot Grigio from Venezia, so the Venice area of Italy. Isn't it amazing to think about going back to Italy? And this is from Guisti. Um, it's gorgeous. So Pinot Grigio gets a bad rap because there's a lot of really bad styles out there. But done by a great organic producer like this one from a beautiful region with excellent soils and treated properly, it just sings in the glass. I always get aromas of marzipan, so almonds, almond dessert, and but finishes very dry. It's the same grape as Pinot Gris from Alsace, but this is always done in a much drier style in Italy. I think it's going to be super with the soup. So soup's warming up, pan is warming up. What you want to do, take the duck out of the bag. You can get rid of, there should be a little bit of blood still in there from the sous vide process. You can dump that down your sink and pat it dry on some paper towels. And a generous amount of salt and pepper on there. And don't forget to do both sides. Very key. Okay, my soup is on boil. So now we're going to throw that down to a simmer for about 3 minutes. And my pan is preheated now to medium. Because of all the lovely duck fat in here, you don't need any extra oil. Now, we've also taken some of the workout for you in the fact that we've done all the scoring of the skin, so it's going to render out beautifully. But again, medium heat, not high heat, the way that I usually do it and mess it up for these videos. Promised my son we would have a nice medium rare tonight. So while that's rendering, so 6 to 8 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and start plating the dessert, which is really great because we're starting to see some Ontario and Quebec strawberries. So we've got a strawberry shortcake for you here. So I might bring this guy over. So the shortcake is cut into two. So you want to put it in the center of the plate. Take the top off. We've done the cutting for you as well. And then you're going to alternate with the whipped cream. And we've got gin macerated strawberries. So make sure that's all nice around. Do it on both of them. Don't use too much on the first batch because we're going to stack this up nicely. Don't tip over. Put some of the strawberries down. While I'm doing this, I want to talk to you about our patios. We are going to have 3 patios for the first time ever this summer. One at Bechta Play in Gezellig, and they should all be opening the week of the 14th or potentially sooner if the government lets us. We're going to get things ready early in case they decide that they're going to let us. So a little more whipped cream on there. The duck is smelling awesome. Get rid of this guy. And more strawberries. And if a couple fall on the plate, that is okay. A little garnish on the side, not a bad thing. And if you've got some strawberry syrup in there, pour it right on there. It'll be nice. And top it with your beautiful crystallized sugar topper. Oh man, I love the smell of duck. And then we've sent some fresh mint for you as well. Because nothing sings on a strawberry dessert like a little fresh mint. It's probably a little more than you might get. There's a lot of mint in here. So on top and on the side, why not? I might just put some around. I know which one is my Instagram shot, so I'm going to take the prettiest leaves for that. So there's our beautiful strawberry shortcake with mint and the gin marinated strawberries and homemade whipped cream. I know my son is going to enjoy that guy tonight. Okay, you think it's been about 6 minutes now? Let's see how the duck is rendering. Yeah, you see that gorgeous brown? Beautiful. Flip that over. And we're going to put the potatoes, the flat side down, cooking through this. And you know what I think I did? I think that I should have put them in the pan at the beginning. And the pan is maybe a little small for all of these potatoes. So the potatoes are going to cook in this. And then we want to take some butter, 2 tablespoons per person, and melt it right in there, because that is going to be used to baste the duck. So, yes, the potatoes should have gone in. So I'm going to cook them a little bit longer once the duck is out and resting. But if you're watching this video in advance, which I hope you are and not during, make sure to put the potatoes in the pan as soon as you put the duck down. Because as soon as the fat starts to render, it's going to cook the potatoes in the duck fat, and that's really the best part of this. Okay, so I need a spoon because I'm going to be basting the duck breast with the butter. And yeah, also don't do what I just did. Get yourself a bigger pan because I'm missing out on 2 of my potatoes and I want them all. Again, don't forget to put the potatoes flat side down to start. And the butter is just going to be basted on there. And the duck fat, of course, as well, is going to help with the basting. and I should read the instructions. Flip the potatoes, spoon the butter over the duck, rest duck for 5 minutes before slicing. So we really don't need much on the backside of the duck, only about 30 seconds. So I've done that. It's got a nice brown on the backside. I'm going to take it out. Just grab a baking sheet with a little cookie sheet underneath, and then let the duck rest. Now, I'm going to turn the heat down just a touch here. And the potatoes are nicely browned over there. I'm going to turn this guy up. I'm going to go to medium-high heat there on the green beans. So I asked Chef Rich about this today because I've always been trained to blanch green beans first, but he said, no, no, no. Actually, the better way to do it is just to saute them in butter. So butter's going in the pan, it's going to melt down, and as soon as it is, you're going to take the green beans and toss them into the butter, toss them around for a little bit, excuse me, and when they are done, we're going to add a little of the pickled fennel. But while that's happening, why don't we go ahead and plate the soup. Someone commented to me recently, they love seeing me going through my kitchen drawers, which is very nice of you. Oh, this looks incredible. I am sure Lucas, our sous chef, had something to do with this soup. Because it does have a bit of an Eastern European feel to it, with the beans and the andouille. But it could also be Southern US, which Chef Rich is a huge fan of. Okay, gorgeous. Make sure that guy is off. Okay, our barter's ready to go. So green beans in here. Give them a little toss around. Don't forget to season them. I'm going to do that now so I don't forget. Generous amount of salt and pepper. We're going to do a little cleanup here because we're going to need this cutting board for the duck. And yes, I need to garnish my soup. So we've got the sofrito, which is a marinated mix of celery and carrots and olive oil. And it gets a little bit of that creaminess through it all. And how are my potatoes doing here? I'm going to get a little more color on them because, again, I should have put them in when there was less duck fat at the beginning with the flat side down. I make mistakes here too. Okay, so clean up my plate, and that is our beautiful andouille sausage and white bean soup. Let's get our plate going on, and I know one thing I'm going to have to do is put this lovely salsa verde down on the side. And we're not even using an oven tonight. Can you imagine? Okay, potatoes are looking a lovely golden brown. So I've turned the heat off there. The pickled fennel going in. You can use the pickling liquid in there because it gives it a nice acidity, but you can judge it on your own. If you like a lot of acidity, pour it all in, and if you like just a little bit of acidity with it, pour a little less in. Turn that guy off. Let it bubble away. That guy is off. Okay, duck next. Let's do this thing. So important to slice against the grain, and we're going to slice it as thin as possible. And it's good to slice it with the fat side down because it is easier. Time for me to sharpen my knife, I think, because you want to get it as thin as possible because that makes the duck as tender as possible. And while I'm doing this, let me also tell you about, we've got some beautiful Father's Day meal kits coming out that I'm very excited about. And I also forgot to tell you about this beautiful red wine. We're going to Spain for the red on the wine pairing this week. We have a Crianza Pagos de Arras from Navarra. Blend of Merlot, Syrah, Cabernet Franc, and Tempranillo. And so the Crianza means that it's been aged in oak. This is my favorite part of the duck. It's that little nugget at the end. Okay, so let's see what Chef Rich says. Potatoes, then green beans and fennel. Don't burn yourself. I'm going to do a combination of up and down. And the duck fat and the butter are going to make it sing. Okay, and that is going across. Yeah, and I also talked to Chef Rich today about plating. And I said, do you put the sauce on top or around or both or what? And he always puts it on the side because he thinks it's a more beautiful thing. And you can always dip your duck in, which is very key. So often, as they say, we eat with our eyes first. Turn that guy off. Now, here's the important part. Take the duck and flip it over. And we're going to hit it with a little bit more salt. And then you fanned it out. Lovely. And someone reached out to us on a meal kit recently and said that the duck wasn't warm when it hit the plate. And it's true, because when you rest the meat, it does cool down a little bit, but it is better this way, I believe, because it is so much juicier and more tender. If you serve it right away and slice it right away, all of the juices go away. One little secret I have, after you've rested it, if you want to put it in the oven for 2 minutes at, let's call it 350 degrees, then you can warm it up. So if heat is very important, but make sure you do it after you've rested it for probably 10 minutes then, because you don't want the juices going back to the outside. Let's see, this is our guy. So beautiful duck magret with the salsa verde, pickled, I'm struggling tonight on this one, pickled fennel, the green beans, and the duck fat potatoes. I hope you enjoy your meal, and I hope you love your experience. Thanks so much for ordering and for being a part of this, and we hope to cook for you and curate for you very soon.